High school football season underway for a select few area teams tonight, but are there enough referees to officiate all the games? Plus, two planes collide over the skies of California. What we know about what happened and the latest on the conditions of those involved, and the story behind a police pursuit and shootout with a suspect on the streets of Las Vegas as authorities release body camera footage. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. With the school year comes football, basketball, volleyball, and all the other fall sports. And with that comes the need for referees. But referee associations say the number of officials coming in isn't keeping up with the number getting out of the game. News 3 Now's Arman Rahman has more. Arman?
Eric, the good news, the president of the Southern Wisconsin Officials Association says no games for any sports have had to be moved or canceled so far this year. He says that unfortunately that happened for some freshman and JV games last year, but he says if they can't hold on to young refs longer, it could be a possibility again. With the school year weeks away, youth sports will also kick off, calling referees back into play.
I mean, one of our goals, and I think any association that's out there, we're all trying to get new young officials involved.
Dave Jameson, president of the Southern Wisconsin Officials Association, says about 1,000 referees are working in the area this year.
There's a few new ones, which is great. But when we get 10 new ones, we lose 25 veterans.
He says what they really need is younger people with a love of the game to commit to a few years.
But if you know what, if you can get 2 or 3 and you break that through a little bit and you keep them, it's a victory, which not a big victory, but it's a victory if you can get a few of them to start.
The head of athletics at Verona High says schools are also working on attracting young prospects before they go off to college.
Try and, get a lot of our students involved, whether they be seniors or underclassmen, just getting them excited about wanting to be officials.
But younger refs also lose interest for a much darker reason.
Like youth sports, coaches getting in fights and they're hitting officials and all that kind of stuff. It's a huge hurdle right now. I think it's just hard for someone that's interested, that's young. They see that stuff, and I think it turns them off.
It's a penalty Verona High School wants to make sure never happens at their games.
We hear a lot about, officials that quit just because of the experience that they have when they're at events. So parents have to do their part to try and keep officials around.
But after the state lost 1,600 officials during the pandemic, Jameson says things are in a much better place.
Right now, I think we're on some more stable ground with officials for, definitely the varsity sports.
And referees get their license from the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association, or WIAA, and Jameson says those in high school can join without paying any fees until they get out.
Armand, thank you, and we'll have highlights later on in the show. High school football kicking off tonight, a special Thursday edition of the Final Drive that's coming up. Zach will have it in sports. Beautiful night for some football. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, your certified most accurate forecast, Gary.
Yeah, all day today, the weather was very nice, almost from sun up to sundown. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WIC Skycam. Beautiful sunrise again in the east. Those cumulus clouds popping up in the afternoon, and then a little bit of a clearing as we headed towards sunset. But there are some showers and thunderstorms now to our north and to our west. The line of showers and storms, but it really is weakening as it pushes into Iowa and southeastern Minnesota. So right now, the nearest storms are right around the La Crosse area. And as we take a look at high-resolution future track and 6-hour future track radar, you can see the best chances for showers and storms reaching the Madison area will probably be somewhere between about 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning. Most areas will probably stay dry for much of the night tonight. As we check out high temperatures today here in Madison, we are at 81. Most areas were within a degree or two of 80. Current temperatures are still in the 70s here in Dane County, but outside of Dane County, those temperatures drop off a little bit into the upper 60s. Across the south central portion of the state, you can see right now 71 in Cross Plains, 73 in Sun Prairie. Overnight, look for skies to be partly cloudy. It'll be mild, just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, mainly later tonight west of Madison with a low of 64. But more showers and storms are in the forecast. I'll tell you how much rain we can expect as we head through the weekend in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A developing story tonight. Multiple people are dead after 2 planes collide midair over a California airport. The FAA says one of the planes was a single engine with 1 person on board, the other a twin engine, 2 people inside. The Watsonville Fire Department confirms multiple casualties. Identities have not been released. One of the planes crashed into a hangar, as you see there. The other went down in a field. Another plane crashed today in California. This one, a pilot was able to get out of the wreckage. The plane went down between 2 bridges in eastern San Diego County. The single-engine Cessna hit the street, grazed an SUV, but the plane itself was heavily damaged. Strange scene at a Massachusetts mall. Police say An elderly woman who appeared to be disoriented and confused drove into the upper level of South Shore Plaza today. She drove in very slowly through the mall's automatic doors, took a left, went about 60 yards inside the mall, before eventually stopping in front of a store. In Las Vegas, police are providing new information on a dangerous chase with an armed carjacker. They released body cam video this week that shows a wild pursuit and shootout with a suspect. As Sean Delancey reports, the man seemed determined to evade arrest.
Let's start where that chase ended. Dramatic body cam footage shows a man identified as Justin Venegas running his truck head-on into a police canine unit, injuring the officer and his dog. This came after police say that Venegas led them on a crosstown car chase where he fired at officers while driving at Craig and 5th, and then officers fired dozens of rounds into his truck near Desert Inn and Decatur. Luckily, nobody was hit in these exchanges of gunfire. During the chase, police say that Venegas tried multiple times to carjack people at gunpoint, including firing at a woman as he tried to take her car in the middle of the street, but he was never successful. Assistant Sheriff Andrew Walsh says that this chase and the release of the video is a perfect example of the dangers officers have signed up to face every day.
This type of evil that exists out there, and bravery is one way to put it. It's they suit up every day and go out there, and this is what they deal with. There's no other way to put it.
Walsh says this chase began when a helicopter unit already surveilling Venegas for a previous robbery caught him carjacking another person at gunpoint near Craig and Pecos. He says that the suspect, 2 police officers, and 1 person who Venegas tried to carjack all sustained minor injuries.
That was Sean Delancey reporting. The officer hit in the crash was taken to a local hospital, later released. The canine in the crash also said to be doing just fine. More local news now. The man charged in connection to an East Side homicide from last month is now back in Wisconsin. Police arrested 27-year-old Akil Lowe earlier this month in Dayton, Ohio. He's since been extradited to Madison today in court, given a $1 million bond. That shooting happened July 22nd near Warner Park. It left 18-year-old LaRon Bynum of Milwaukee dead. He was found inside a stolen car on Volland Street and died at the scene. And Madison police are looking for another shooting suspect after a man was shot early this morning. It happened on East Main about 1 a.m. The victim taken to the hospital, expected to be okay. Police say it's unclear what led to this shooting, but say it was a targeted incident and there's no danger to the public. Also today, the Dane County Medical Examiner identifying the man who was stabbed to death on the city's east side last Friday. He is said to be 35-year-old Larry FULLILOVE. Happened on Mayfair Avenue off Lexington last week. Police say they don't think the stabbing was random and have asked for any witnesses to come forward. It was the 6th Madison homicide this year. Campaign 2022 coverage now after losing to Assembly Speaker Robin Vos by 2 points in the primary election. Challenger Adam Steen is now launching a write-in campaign for the general election. This is the state's 63rd Assembly District, Racine County. Steen had been endorsed by former President Trump and former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman, but lost in the primary to Vos by only a few hundred votes. The public may get to see a redacted version of the affidavit that convinced a judge to issue a warrant to search former President Trump's Florida estate. Today, that same judge immediately released some records that gives insight into the possible crimes the Justice Department is investigating. Deborah Alfarone reports.
On Thursday, attorneys representing CBS News and other media organizations asked federal magistrate judge Bruce Reinhart to make the affidavit behind the search warrant for former President Trump's home public. Reinhart said he's inclined to unseal it with some parts blacked out.
Judge Reinhart seemed to have a very good sense that it is his job as the gatekeeper in this case to perform his function of balancing the interest in the public of accessing these materials against the interest in the government in keeping them secret.
The court also ordered the Department of Justice to immediately release procedural records that provide new insight into the alleged crimes being investigated, including willful retention of national defense information, concealment or removal of government records, and obstruction of a federal investigation. The Justice Department wants the entire affidavit to stay sealed, arguing that its release would undermine an investigation that's still in its early stages. But the judge said the DOJ had not met the high threshold for keeping the document under wraps. He gave the department's lawyers a week to submit a version with their proposed redactions.
I think we can look forward to discovering a few more tantalizing. For the most part, we're not going to see the core of what we're all very interested in, none of which will be good news for former President Trump.
Mr. Trump has publicly called for the affidavit's release. An attorney for the former president was in the courtroom on Thursday, but only to observe the proceeding. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Washington.
Search warrant affidavits are typically not made public unless and until criminal charges have been filed in a case. They are usually permanently sealed if no charges are filed. Big news for college football fans today. Big Ten football coming to CBS. The conference announced a new agreement with CBS, Fox, NBC, and the Peacock streaming platform. The record-breaking broadcasting agreement worth $7 billion. College football games will begin broadcasting on the channels next fall and continue through the 2029-2030 season. Still to come tonight, honoring our healthcare heroes. We'll take you to a surprise event today in Rock County. Plus, a new resolution on the table looks to increase accessibility in county-owned facilities.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
Nebraska is kind of like that odd kid. Didn't say much in school. Slightly peculiar, maybe. But when you took the time to get to know him, turned out he was pretty interesting. We know some people won't take the time, but if you're someone who will, odds are you're gonna like it here. Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Now for the stacking, get another 20% off both items.
20 plus another 20?
Yep, and there's more. Buy any recliner or accent chair and get 20% off your second purchase. And stack an additional 20% off both items.
Discounts? On top of discounts?
Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin.
Excuse me.
Roll it back, everybody. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Add Downy to your wash for all the freshness and softness of home, even when you're not at home. Feel the difference with Downy.
Look, it's a Dupaco. We're not a bird or a plane. We are a mighty credit union, born of thrift and laser focused on the interests of our members. Harnessing the combined power of more than 144,000 members and businesses, we work to put money back where it belongs, into your community and into your pocket, working tirelessly to help you pursue your dreams. Isn't that super? Join the movement at dupaco.com/super. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
When you've been injured, we understand life gets tough. At Gruber Law Offices, your first call is free. Your first consultation is free. Stuck at home or in the hospital? We'll come to you for free. Call Gruber Law Offices now. We don't get paid until you do.
It's go time, people. We all have a story to tell. So let's come together, laugh out loud, to share some hope and joy, all on my new show.
Weekdays on WISC-TV starting September 12th. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Hundreds of students today getting their hands on some free back-to-school supplies over the past several weeks. With your help, News 3 Now collected thousands of goods from backpacks to notebooks, pens and pencils, and everything in between. The ability to easily find a place to use the restroom while out and about is something many of us take for granted. For some people, a trip to the bathroom requires accommodation that frankly isn't available in most places. But as Tahalil Mohadeen reports, some county leaders are working to help change that with a new resolution.
Supervisor Aaron Collins is starting his first term on the county board on a mission.
While they may seem like mundane experiences throughout someone's life, it's really important that we have those resources available to people.
He says while efforts have been made to make county facilities more accessible to all users, more still needs to be done. Right now, in most public places, the only changing tables available are for infants. But for adults with disabilities in need of the extra help, they're often out of luck.
So this policy is really trying to live out our Dane County values about being inclusive and equitable and making sure that everyone can enjoy all the spaces that we have.
Collins' goal is to bring electric height-adjustable universal changing stations to county facilities with the highest foot traffic, like the zoo, the Dane County Airport, and the Alliant Energy Center.
Those are people who aren't using public facilities that they're paying for through their own tax dollars.
Jason Belaungi is the executive director for Access to Independence, an advocacy group for people with disabilities.
Anytime you can improve access and inclusion for all people using public facilities, that's a good thing.
He says it's important to keep in mind that barriers aren't just physical, but also about attitude.
People thinking that someone with a disability wouldn't enjoy a certain business or a certain facility.
Still, he's calling the plan a step in the right direction, and Collins agrees.
These are things that everybody should have the opportunity to do.
County leaders pulling for the resolution said when surveying people with disabilities and their caretakers, respondents were more than 90% likely to visit public spaces that had the inclusive equipment.
Tahalil, thank you. More local news now. Madison-based artist Laleda G, along with volunteers and UW students, teaming up today to paint a series of murals at the UW South Madison Partnership Office. The murals reflect G's bold and colorful style and are designed to inspire the community and families that use the location for programming. A surprise in Janesville, Congressman Brian Stile presenting 3 Healthcare Hero Awards during an event at Mercy Health Hospital. The awards a surprise to those recipients: Claire Odell, Amanda Johnson of Mercy Health, and Beth Schauer of HealthNet for Rock County.
It's very humbling to know that the public realizes what healthcare workers have gone through this pandemic, and it's just very honoring to know that they recognized us. It's a true honor. I'm still a little bit in shock, actually.
Congressman Stile says, quote, "Our community is incredibly thankful for each of our healthcare professionals working on the front lines. Their selflessness, including working extended hours and putting their patients' needs first, should be commended." It was a beautiful night for the start of a few high school football games of the season tonight. All eyes now on tomorrow with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canaldi.
Friday nights, obviously, the big nights for football, and we'll be looking at a forecast each week called the Final Drive Forecast for the game that our sports department is going to be featuring. And tomorrow night, it'll be Wanakee at DeForest. So here's the forecast. Unfortunately, thunderstorm chances are going to be there, and they'll actually increase during the evening. Temperatures will start out in the mid-70s before the game. About kickoff time, temperatures will be near 70 degrees, and toward the end of the game will be in the upper 60s. But there'll be some rain and the potential for some lightning delays, and that's something to keep in mind as we get into football season, you know, with lightning safety. Basically, when thunder roars, go indoors. If you're hearing thunder, especially at a football game, you need to get inside because it's going to take time to clear the stands and get everybody to a safe place. So at the bare minimum, make sure that if you hear thunder, you're going indoors. And for schools, make sure you have somebody watching the weather. Don't leave it up to the officials. They've got their minds on the game. They're not watching to see how close the storms are. Make sure you wait 30 minutes until after the last time you hear thunder before you go back out on the field. So if you go 15 minutes, you hear thunder again, you got to wait another 30 minutes. You want to make sure that the storm is completely passed before you go back out, because obviously a football field is an attractive target for lightning, and unfortunately you have a lot of people there as well. So make sure you get inside a sturdy building. The concession stands, little huts and things that are around, those are not safe places. You need to go inside a building to be safe from lightning. So make sure that everybody evacuates to a safe place if you have lightning. Tonight, the lightning is out toward the La Crosse area, a little narrow line of showers and thunderstorms there. All evening, southern Wisconsin pretty much has been precipitation free, and you can see how this area of showers and storms looked much more impressive a couple of hours ago, but it's moved eastward. It just kind of weakens because the air is a little bit drier here. It's kind of outrunning its support, so you can see even the lightning starting to go down a little bit. And 6-hour future track radar shows one little wave of showers and storms just kind of dissipating, and the next one kind of coming in behind it. So much of the night, we should be dry across southern Wisconsin. The chances for rain, though, will continue to increase during the day tomorrow. So we'll look for one more warm day tomorrow with highs around 80 degrees. 3 things you need to know. Then a slight chance for a thunderstorm tonight, but the better chances late tomorrow afternoon into Saturday, and then dry weather returns from Monday through Thursday morning of next week. Tomorrow, high of 82, partly sunny, warm. Thunderstorm chances at times during the day, not an all-day washout. Across Dane County, 82 in Middleton for tomorrow, 79 degrees in Belleville. Again, some shower and thunderstorm chances, not an all-day rain. Deerfield, probably seeing the storms more toward the evening with a high of 80. On planning your day over the next 24 hours, again, that first batch of storms weakens. By early tomorrow morning, the next batch kind of moves on through and then weakens. And this will be the pattern. We'll see these periodic bouts with dry weather in between. So much of the day tomorrow may be dry before the next batch of showers and storms arrives. And unfortunately, watch the timing on this, brings it right through, 8 to 10 o'clock, which is when a lot of the football games are going on. So something to keep in mind. Rainfall amounts through the weekend, about a ½ inch to an inch. Some areas could pick up more than that in a heavier thunderstorm. But the 7 to 10 day forecast calls for dry weather to return on Monday and last through the first half of next week. Maybe some thunderstorm chances late Thursday into Friday of next week.
And coming up in sports, new year, a new squad, new school. Same old Sun Prairie East Cardinals. Their dominating performance is next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can remove stubborn body fat permanently in just one visit. Don't wait a moment longer to reveal the new you.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
It's Fuel Frenzy Weekend this Friday through Sunday at HyVee. Get a 24-cent fuel saver on Red Baron Pizza when you buy 3. A 20-cent fuel saver on Powerade when you buy 10. A 20-cent fuel saver on Little Debbie Family Packs when you buy 4. A 6-cent fuel saver on Pillsbury Classic Brownie Mix when you buy 3. And a 9-cent fuel saver on Pepperidge Farm Goldfish Crackers when you buy 3. Don't miss Fuel Frenzy Weekend this Friday through Sunday at HyVee.
If Tim Michels is governor, here's what reproductive health care would look like in Wisconsin. Providing abortions? A felony. Exceptions in cases of rape or incest? None. Here's what Michels says to Wisconsin women who get pregnant after being raped. To ask her to go through the birth is not unreasonable. Tim Michels is a radical and divisive politician coming for your rights. Wisconsin women deserve better. Vote no on Tim Michels.
I get bladder leaks. I didn't want to feel like I was wearing the pads I wore when I was 12.
Then I tried the Always Discreet pads.
They fit perfectly in the place they're supposed to.
Look how much it holds. And it still stays thin.
It's the protection we deserve.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. And long-lasting Gain scent beads. Try Spring Daydream, part of our irresistible scent collection.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Last season, Middleton started a little slow before finding their groove and reaching the Level 3 playoffs. This time around, the Cardinals are planning to get off to a better start and, of course, avenge last year's Week 1 loss to Bayport. Same two teams kicking off their seasons tonight. Cardinals down 14-7, but not for long. Bryce Falk makes one cut, and he gone 80 yards to the house to tie the game up. But after that, all Bayport. They scored 17 unanswered. Middleton falls 38-21 is your final. After finishing runner-up in Division I, Sun Prairie is no longer Sun Prairie. There's an East and a West now, and both moved from the Big 8 to the Badger Large. Up first, a date with Monona Grove. Sometimes you get the shot, other times you almost get run over. Sun Prairie East hosting Monona Grove. No score in the first. Jerry Kaminsky drops back and drops a dime on Jonathan Vandewall to make it 7-0 Cardinals. Still 7-0 SPE in the second, and Kaminsky was at it again. This time he finds Cortez LeGrant. The dude can scoot. Short pass, long run. Kaminsky threw for 5 tutties in the first half alone. Sun Prairie East goes on to win 55-0. It's a South Central Capital Conference clash-up in the water park capital of the world. Wisconsin Dells hosting Lake Mills, and the first drive was a good one for the Chiefs. Braden Buss lofts one up for Hakan Rosholt. Just like that, it's 7-0 Dells. But the L-Cats would answer immediately. Ensuing kickoff, Tristan Thiede runs right by the special teams like they're floating on one of the 2 lazy rivers at Noah's Ark to tie the game up at 7. Now Lake Mills gets the ball back, and Caden Belling sets his feet and chucks it deep to Matthew Stenbroten. L-Cats go on to get the win 45-28. When Mike Yonke started with Wisconsin Dells football, he was a volunteer assistant middle school coach. Fast forward to now, he's the leader of the program who's coming off their first undefeated regular season since 1986. He earned his way up to the head coach spot, and that's exactly what he's preaching to his Chiefs.
Set. Physical. We're not a very complex team. We just go out and see who's more the man, really. Smash mouth.
Yeah, we play aggressive, 11 hats to the ball every time.
Wisconsin Dells football.
They buy in very well. I mean, they know it, and they're very, very physical.
And they have to be.
Good, scoop it and go.
As the defending South Central Conference champs, there's a bullseye on their back.
We're going to have to earn it every day. We're going to get everybody's best shot, and we know that.
And that's where Mike Yonke's earn it mantra comes in. Regardless if it's a state contender team or if it's a nobody, we got to earn it.
Swing right, swing right.
But when Yonke preaches it to his team,
it shows that if you put in the work, you'll get what you want.
He's not just talking about earning it on the field.
We talk about what we want to accomplish on the football field, but then taking it off as well, whether it's in the school or the community. Go. They learn those life skills, and I mean, it applies to everywhere.
That goes into anything in life. If you're going to be prepared to go out and earn it, you're going to naturally go farther in life and easier than someone who wants or expects things to be given to them. And thanks to Yonke,
move the feet, move the feet, move the feet.
The Chiefs are ready to go earn it in life.
Asked if fans should be encouraged by Wisconsin's passing attack this season, Graham Mertz smiled and said they will be. One reason could be the play of Skylar Bell. The redshirt freshman receiver is having a heck of a fall camp. His name is one that's always brought up when we're talking about guys who stood out. Bell's catching everything, coming in early, staying in late, and building up that chemistry with his quarterback.
He's done a fantastic job this fall camp of kind of really stepping into that role and owning it. And I mean, every time I throw him a ball, I know he can go get it. So, I mean, that's the trust you want to build up during camp.
You know, we've got some chemistry going. You know, we're getting more familiar with each other. You know, routes are starting to get, you know, more crisp. The timing's there, and you know, I just can't wait to get out there with him.
Brewers looking for the series split with the Dodgers, and Andrew McCutchen brought his big bat to the ballpark today. First inning, McCutchen sends one 407 feet into center field. One of his 2 home runs on the day. Brewers get the split with a 5-3 win. We're back after this.
And the Brewers strike first here this afternoon.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their agent home service, he can stay at home.
That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died, but through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Now is the time to switch to Spectrum Internet. America's leading internet provider just got even faster, with speeds now starting at 300 megabits per second. faster speeds to game, faster speeds to stream, faster speeds to work or learn from home. All with 99.9% network reliability. Get Spectrum Internet for just $49.99 a month, plus a free modem and free online security software. Call 877-906-9192. Add advanced Wi-Fi to get enhanced security for your home network, automatically blocking outside threats to your devices. If it's connected, it's protected. So no matter what you do online, you can do it faster, safer, and more reliably with Spectrum. Now is the time to switch. Get Spectrum Internet with faster speeds for the same great price. Just $49.99 a month with starting speeds of 300 megabits per second. Visit Spectrum.com to find out more or call 877-906-9192.
Ugh-stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
I'm Tim Michaels. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs. Tony Evers, Joe Biden, they're two peas in a pod. Both career politicians and way over their head, failing the country and the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm running. We need to have strong, proven executive leadership in Madison that can get things done and make this state as great as it can be.
Visit your Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about the 2022 Taos, starting at $23,495. Limited inventory available.
The Final Drive high school football coverage, Fridays at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And Gary rejoins us. Final check of the forecast.
It's been dry most of the evening across southern Wisconsin. You can see a couple of showers and thunderstorms out around the La Crosse area, but even there, the precipitation is really weakening. 6-hour future track radar shows perhaps a few showers and storms, mainly west of Madison through about 4:30 in the morning, but you know, even that might be overdone. So most areas will probably see little in the way of rain, but we'll see increasing rain chances tomorrow. Temperatures right now, 60s to the lower 70s.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10. We hope you have a great night.